in this video is called The Pathetic Life of an Internet Alpha Male. And as you may or may not know, alpha males, they're pretty lame, right? And I would say I would say on what they do, like if you go off textbook definition, oh no, they're not lame. They're just helping men's mental health or physical. They're just helping men's health, but they always just have to say some weird things or always have some weird things going on, bro. We're just lying. Like the thumbnail show Liver King. He said he was all natural. He clearly wasn't. But for the people who did believe that, it's still just a lame thing to do.
A generation of lost young men turned to the internet looking for role models and instead found a cesspool of
Quite a role model, bro.
Proclaimed alpha males ready to exploit them. These gurus preach confidence.
I don't even know who that is. I saw I think I watched this dude's Patrick video, or I watched his videos before. I saw this dude was in a clip of him and he was just screaming. Like he was screaming at the camera, "Get up, get out there." And I was, he's very
and discipline,
vocal,
but the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes them. These gurus preach confidence and discipline, but the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that their lives are nothing.
Oh, I forgot what happened with this dude. I forgot it was funny though. I forgot what happened to him.
Like what they sell. Behind the tough guy personas are men drowning in insecurity.
Yeah, I was about to say, yo, yeah, he looks terrible now, bro. Like, dog, he looks awful. But the thing is, he's still a millionaire, so I just don't get like. It's like they take their how they built themselves, they take it like seriously, bro. Like, or how like their internet personas, they take it real seriously. Like other than like Andrew Tate, who it seemed like he do this internet stuff like secondly, that's not like his first thing. Like the Liver King looks, he took this like this was his whole life, and even though he's still a multi-millionaire, I guess it just hit him hard. Like, bro, how did he just get a bunch of gray in his beard out of nowhere, bro? It just spawned there.
Fraud, lies.
Like, look at his head. Look at the difference, bro.
Behind the tough
How?
guy personas are men drowning in insecurity.
How, bro? This looks like he went homeless. It just looks so bad, bro.
Fraud, lies.
He looks like 20 years older. But he just doesn't look healthy either.
Lies and desperation. Some of these guys claim to have the highest IQ on the planet, and others literally admit to doing meth to look more attractive.
This guy's weird. And also, like, how does that even make sense? Like, I heard he did like bone destroying or something. It's where like you break your bones in order to look better, but like doing meth, how would that ever have any benefits? It doesn't even make sense to me. Oh yeah, I was told I was chopped, so I did meth. I'm trying to look better, duh. That's why I did it. Like, come on, bro.
Today we're discussing the most notorious ones, starting with King Azulai, the alpha who pled guilty to sexual contact with a 15-year-old girl.
Okay, I don't remember that. I said I remember whatever this guy did was funny. I don't remember that.
Ben Azulai essentially looked at Andrew Tate and said, I can do the same thing. Only Ben has less charisma, and it is way less convincing when he lies, because his origin story is almost certainly completely made.
That reminds me of those fresh and fit dudes, the podcast alpha males. I remember he told a story, bro, and it was just a complete lie, bro. He's like, yeah, I was at this NBA player's party, and he's like, bro, I got girls for you or whatever, and then all the girls just flocked towards me, It was such a lie, bro. And they almost started fighting over me. I'm like, bro, you look like a troglodyte. Didn't do that to you, bro. And you just don't even sound like you don't even have the a good voice for that, bro. Like you don't have the physique, the looks, or a good voice for that, bro. And you're not convincing.
up. According to Ben, his mother came to America through the Mexican border to give birth to him. He spent
Okay,
his early
he's
childhood
a
going between
citizen.
America and his
He
mother.
looked like Guy Ferrari, bro. His son, bro, that haircut is wicked work, brother. You gotta stop touching them sockets, like putting the forks in the socket. You gotta stop doing that, bro. Crazy look, I can't lie. But you know what's also crazy to me? How people like this with not a glimpse of facial hair. Facial hair. I know he's probably young, but he got like a full lumberjack beard.
home country of Israel, before permanently settling in the United States at 10 years old. Ben claims that he began visiting a Chinese restaurant every day for lunch, where he was mentored by the restaurant's owner and trained in the art of kung fu.
Bro, think he in a movie. I will teach you kung fu. This journey won't be easy, but you are the chosen one. Hey, bro. Maybe he probably know kung fu. He actually know kung
Ben,
fu,
who
bro.
barely spoke English at the time, became the target of bullying at school and used his newly acquired martial arts skills to beat anyone and everyone up who disrespected him.
Here's the thing, though, bro. I always hear about these bullying stories and like easy pickings and all that type stuff, and it might be true, bro. Like there might be way more bullies than I thought there'd be, bro. Cause it's just, I didn't really see that many bullies firsthand. I saw some losers, right? For surely, but maybe it's cause they didn't bully me. But like, yeah, I've seen a couple losers here and there, man. Think you tough cause you're picking on the other dude, like. It's pretty lame, bro.
People really understand things better when they get a fist in their face. They just act different. So everybody started respecting me.
At the age of
I mean, I wouldn't respect you. I would just stay my distance. If I see a hothead over there just fighting everybody, I'm not gonna engage, bro. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, those punches were so cool. Like I'm just not gonna. Or my oh him over there, yeah, he got my respect, bro. He was beating up people who was walking past him.
13, Ben claims that he fought 30 guys at once and they could not fully defeat him. Well, at least that's what I think. He
Bro,
changes
if you don't become Batman, bro. Oh yeah, I fought 30 guys, man. I wasn't even tired after all at once they ran at me with weapons, bro. Yep. Just another day. Like bro already starting out ridiculous.
story a lot.
I got my ass kicked one time in my life. I was 13 years old. I got jumped by about 30 guys outside of a house party.
When I was 13 years old, I got jumped by like 30 guys.
Okay, why did you have that? Okay, bro. The hair or a hat? That's his hair, man. This is hair. But it's like, oh my gosh, you have to have the 30 black guys, man. Right. You just happen to get jumped by 30. Where were you? Chicago, bro? Where did this happen, bro? Where you remember all 30 guys and all of them were black. Like where did this happen, bro? You have an excellent photographic memory, bro. I remember the day they were all black. Like what?
Guys outside of a house party.
When I was 13 years old, I got jumped by like 30
That's the whole
guys.
house
They
party,
beat
bro.
shit out of me. One hit me with a baton over the face. And that was the time that I stopped hanging out with people.
I mean, hey, if this happened to me too, bro, I guess maybe, but like, brother, what did you do for this to happen? This doesn't just happen. Like, I just don't. And plus, that's just the inefficient jumping, bro. 30 people, bro, at least 20 are swinging on each other. No way you got jumped by 30 people. Like, there's no way, bro. Maybe 10 at most. Like 10? Brother, jumping is like a 5-person job, bro. Any more than that, bro, and they're just swinging on each other, bro.
And believe it or not, today one of my best friends is a black guy. But at the time,
Wait, what?
that I stopped hanging out with people. And believe it or not, today one of my best friends is a black guy. But
Why did you even? He trying to. I don't even know why he said that, bro. I don't know what he did, bro. I don't know if he scammed every single person at the house. But what did you do at the house party, bro? What did he walk in there? He's like, "Hey guys, I just got some fried chicken and watermelon. I just got the whole kit and caboodle, man." Like, what did you say? That just doesn't. Were you not invited? Like, were you? There's just a lot of plot holes. You're not like mentioning.
at the time, it was literally people that I knew, and they jumped me. 30 guys. There were 17 and 18. I was 13.
I fought
Why were you at a house party at 13? Okay, bro.
guys that were 7 foot tall, and I fought guys
7 foot tall. Brother, I don't even think I've ever met someone in life that was 7 foot tall. Fought multiple guys who were 7 feet tall. 7 feet tall. Do you know how? Right.
that were almost 400 pounds.
Okay. He fought a football team. He fought an actual NFL team, I guess. He was 13. He snuck into an NFL house party and just started beefing with all of them. My mom said you're too loud. This is not a me problem, bro. Turn down your phone. this isn't on me. Just turn down your mobile device. This isn't on me, bro. My settings for my mic aren't even all the way up. They're like halfway, bro. That's not my fault, bro. You're too turn down your volume, bro. You have it maxed in the back seat, bro? What? Bro, if let your mother drive, bro. What? Hey, can you turn down the hold on? He's talking right now. Oh, you not in the car yet? And she still said it's too loud. You're following her around with the volume maxed out?
fought 10 guys at the same time and beat their ass, and I fought 40 guys and I got jumped by them, and I was 13 years old. It did not matter how many people it was.
So let me get this straight. Let me get the full story, right? You were 13. You learned kung fu at a Chinese restaurant. The boss there, I guess, right? He just decided to teach you on a whim. You then went to a house party at 13. You got jumped by 40, not 30 of them, and they were black. You can't forget that they were black. They were a lot of them were 7 feet tall, and they were 400 pounds. So you went to a lineman, you went to a NFL party and somehow made all of them mad for all of them to jump you at the same time with optimal jumping abilities. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sign up for his course. People fall for this. Like, you're actually stupid if you fall for this. That makes no sense to me. You're actually stupid if you fall for this. And this could be accurate if he just dropped the number by, I don't know, maybe like 35. And instead of saying they were 400 pounds, maybe just, they were just normal kids. They were just the bullies. Chinese restaurant, kind of. I mean, bro, kung fu at a Chinese restaurant. I mean, the only thing I could think of was he watched Kung Fu Panda. He's like, oh yeah, I can apply this to myself. I'm the Dragon Warrior. Like that's the only thing I could think of, bro. All of it just sounds so unbelievable, man. Oh, I remember this dude. He was gonna fight another like alpha dude. I think he kept ducking, but he had smoke with another alpha dude.
How big you are, you can be 50 feet tall.
After developing a
No, 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 no,
reputation for
no, no, no,
being
no,
a
no, no, no. No, let's stop it, bro. No, it comes to a certain point. I don't care how efficient you are in karate or kung fu or whatever. If you are 13 years old, probably the average size 13-year-old, maybe a little stronger. Cause let's be real, bro. If he was 6'2" at 13, then he would be projected to be like 7'5" right now. If he was. Like he would literally be like 7'5". But regardless of that, you're not 13-year-old, a little average, maybe a little above average in stature, super proficient in karate. You are not beating a 400-pound dude. Cause listen, there's not gonna be 400-pound, but a 400-pound all fat dudes, and even there, you're not beating all of them at once with the. And let's just say that's 10 of them. There's 30 more of them. Like, bro, people who actually thought this was legit are stupid, bro.
fighter,
Genuinely,
Ben
bro.
said he joined the Russian mafia and started participating in underground fighting matches.
Hey everybody, Peach here, and today we're gonna take a look at
Where did this dude live? I thought he came to the U.S. Where is a Russian mafia at in the U.S.?
the Speediant's Gym
Where did he
Monster
live
2,
in the U.S.?
which is an all
Is this in New York? Where is this?
And eventually, at the age of 18, I became one of the guys in the mafia. I was named the Kid, and it was the Russian mob. I started fighting underground fights.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's telling the freaking truth. You started kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah, he was putting me in there with anybody. I told him, give me anybody, I'll eat their throat. I don't care who it is.
You were just a
I was a kid. It was
Yo, stop glazing him, bro. And you did what? Bro, get off his schmoinkers, bro. What are you? What else? Like, bro, are the bills that high this month? Relax, bro. Yeah, bro. He actually think he a main character, bro. Like, it's so easy to make a story believable. I just don't know why he like, bro, like all of this could have been way more believable if he just downscaled it, you know? Just downscale it. I'll be like, okay, I can see that, man. Oh, you don't know very good English and you came in from another place, and then you're getting bullied. Okay, I can see that. You learn kung fu by a man in a Chinese shop or the boss? I I guess. Okay. And then you're at a house party at 13, you getting jumped by 40 dudes. Black. Most of them are 300 to 400 pounds, all 7 feet tall. It's just okay. You completely lost me, bro. I think. Did you have writer's block? Happened? Maybe you started taking heavy drugs like mid. How should I read my alpha story? Well, it has to be the alphas of the alpha stores. I just
Literally
don't know
saying
how
just-
he did that.
My favorite part about Ben is that even though he portrays himself as a ruthless, vicious fighter, he does show his deep insecurities for his height, standing at a mere 5'7"
Okay. That just solidifies. I already knew it was fake, but this just solidifies all of it was fake. Because if you are 5'7", that means when you were 13, you were probably like 5'4". Okay. And I don't care how proficient you are in any martial arts, you are not beating 40 plus people. 5'4" 13. Like, come on.
he justifies his height by comparing himself to some of the worst men in human history.
Height doesn't mean anything. It's 5'6".
Yeah, bro, you got it, bro. Go you, bro. What? I thought he was gonna be like, man, yep. Isaiah Thomas got to the league. He was like 5'8". No, man, the first person he said was Hitler. Yo, bro, what? Right, bro. Right. That's yeah, bro.
Having longer limbs do not make you any better. You ever seen Putin? 5'6".
No.
Joseph Stalin? 5'7".
Okay, again. Yo, can we stick to like good people with like, like maybe Bruce Lee? What, Bruce Lee was maybe 5'9", 5'11". Jackie Chan, 5'9", 5'11". Like, why are we going straight to these people, bro?
7.5.
Anyways, while he was participating in underground fights at age 18, he was
Bro, that's the alpha male effect, bro. I'm telling you. The only solid alpha male, low key, was either Liver King or I'll probably say Liver King. Liver King really just got exposed because he was just lying, right? But all these other people, like Liver King, the main reason what happened to him is, well, he's eating raw meat and all that stuff. He's like, it's healthy, it's protein. And I was like, okay, he seemed cool, whatever. But it was really the fact that he was selling courses and selling his own stuff, and he kept saying his body was natural when it clearly wasn't, bro. His bicep, bro, was actually like as big as a watermelon. That's not natural, bro. Like, I think anyone could tell it was not natural. Well, obviously not anyone, because people bought into it. But when it found out he wasn't, that's when it all went downhill, bro. And he looks terrible. They showed him earlier in this video. He actually looks terrible.
also arrested, which led to some prison time.
And I got arrested for something that they said that I did, and I didn't do it. And when I got out all clean after I spent a little bit of time in jail, I said, I'm never coming back here again.
Remember this because we would
Coming
later
back
find out
where?
why he
America?
actually went to prison, and it
Where
was much
are you?
worse than fighting. After his stint behind bars, Ben says he went to China where he trained with Shaolin monks, who
I
taught
thought
him
you were already trained from what?
some interesting ways to strengthen his bones.
And they explained to me that the strongest part of the body is actually your skull. And if you train your skull for about an hour a day, bang it against the wall, after a year it becomes 4 times thicker than it.
I'll do you one better. I'll get a hammer. I'll become a superhero when I do that, man. I'll be the strongest person ever, man. I'll be headstrong. They're thinking of me. Oh my gosh! He said I could bang my head against the wall and it'll become 4 times stronger. Let's test it out, bro. Who was fun? I need to see a video of someone who fell for this, man. Hey, clearly he's been doing this though. Clearly, man. You've done a great job. You've done an amazing job. That's your craft, bro. Actually, keep up the good work. Proud of you, man. Yo, hopefully not, bro. That kid would be on life support, man. But he's so alpha. I just had to listen. He beat 40 black guys at once. I had to listen.
Really is. Which means that you become unstoppable, indestructible.
I actually do believe that Ben would regularly bang his head against the wall, because only someone who did that would manufacture this online persona by using plots from Fight Club, The Karate Kid, and Kung Fu Panda.
I said it, bro. I said Kung Fu Panda. I don't know what he's talking about, man. He's tripping. He's just quoting his favorite movies.
And think that we were going to believe it. It's very clear that Ben is trying to make his childhood sound more interesting than it actually was, but he lies so much that he can't even keep track of his own contradictions. Now, it is possible that some of his story could
He might be a pathological liar, though.
be true, but there are so many things that contradict each other to the point where it makes it seem like everything is a lie. Firstly, he said he started his own business shortly after being released from prison and was
Yeah, I think he's got some sort of disorder, because this isn't normal. And even if it's just a persona for like the internet, I don't know. I just feel like it isn't. Like I feel like the main persona, or I feel like someone who I knew was a persona is like Andrew Tate. Like, bro, I just feel like he knew what he was. He knew how to stir up engagement in clips. Like some things he just, cause bro, he would just be like, he would just have some real good, like, just solid advice, right? Simple advice. You know, you like, hey, if you're a man, I think you should take your health seriously and your body seriously, and those two can really coincide. I'm like, okay, that's really solid. And he's like, I'm not gonna lie, why do women exist? It's like, all right, bro. All right, bro. Like I feel like he knew what he was doing, but this dude might seriously just be delusional, bro. Like he might just, yeah, I don't know.
making 50
think they're
grand a
two
month
different
by the
people.
time he was 20, thus making him able to retire by age 24. But Ben has also claimed that he worked for a top secret counterterrorism unit for over 10 years.
I told you I worked in counterterrorism for over.
Can you say that? Like if it's top secret, like can you just like I don't know. I guess. I mean I don't know.
a
Maybe.
decade. So for me, I wasn't allowed
Hey,
to.
you can't lie though. I would never want a beard like that, but his beard is nice though. Like he take care of his beard. If all else fails, he takes care. That's a nice beard, man.
Be even on social media or any of these things. And even today, I'm not allowed to even speak about what unit I was in, things like that, for the next 5 years.
Wait, then why did you even say it though? I don't, I, I don't know. I guess
I
maybe.
can't share it with anybody, but I can say that I work.
There's a lot of people out there that would say, now that's where I'm calling bullshit.
That's fine. Nobody cares.
And
I don't
it's
care.
convenient that you can't talk about it, so no one can verify.
Well,
So
there's
why mention it, bro? You already have quite the movie script of a life. Like, I just feel like you could put that in your bibliography, bro. Like, you didn't have to say it right now. Oh, yeah, no, so I worked on counterterrorism. Yep, yeah. Was that before the black guys are at? Oh, it was after. Yep. My best friend's black, by the way. I love him. you didn't have to say this, bro.
the units that are called invisible units.
I'm not doubting you. I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. You just trying to get that podcast money. Can't blame you, bro. You do you. Okay? You do you, bro. Get that bag, bro. You stay you, bro. All these podcasters like, oh yeah, tell me more. I know what y'all are doing, bro. I know what y'all are doing.
I don't care.
But if I were to question it, I would say, well, wait a minute. It's
Okay, he fighting back a little bit.
17, you were homeless. At 18, 19, you were cleaning carpets. Then you got into
I got out of
telemarketing. Yeah. Then you started doing real estate.
Wait, I thought he said 18 he was in an underground fight club for the Russian mafia. Wait, don't tell me he's lying? No, he learned kung fu in a Chinese shop. I can't believe it, man. I thought he was legit, the real deal. He was something special.
You started investing here and there. That was only 10 years ago. So when was the counterterrorism?
Yeah.
And who is it for? The Israeli army?
Well, it's Israel and the United States who work with both.
That's the
Because that
CIA.
No. Counterterrorism is a little bit different.
It is? Let me search up. No. That's a waste. No, let me stop. No. Let me just stop.
But you had to be with somebody.
Yeah, but can't talk about who I was with. Come on.
Now, if he truly retired at age 24, then he would have had to start working in this alleged counterterrorism unit at the age of 14. This also means that he would have been working in this position while he was going to high school.
I had to realize, why would I search this up? Like, there's no point. He's just lying further. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna confirm. No, he's just lying. Like, there's no reason for me to search this up, bro.
school, fighting in underground cage matches, living with Chinese monks, and also being locked up in prison. And since we can't tell
Delicious recipes made your way. Hello
I'm
Fresh.
sorry.
Nothing
I'm
hits like
sorry. He did all of that in the span of what, 24 years? Holy, bruh.
Got it.
what is
The first thing I'm doing is making a documentary, or, like I said, a bibliography or a biopic, something, bro. And I'm getting the bag of a lifetime. They're like, wait, all of this happened? Yup. Yep. Don't forget about the 40 black. Yeah, I didn't forget about the 40 black. Okay, I'm just making sure because my best friend is black. All right, I'm just making sure. Okay, don't get attitude with me. I know kung fu and Russian mob bosses and Shaolin monks. I know a lot of people and other counter terrorists completely different from the CIA. Okay, don't push your buttons with me. It could get real wicked.
actually a lie and what is the truth? It's easy to assume that his lifestyle of endless riches, mansions, and
I'm not
sports
gonna lie,
cars
though.
are also greatly assumed that
At
his
this
lifestyle.
point, wouldn't you just throw away the blunt, bro? Like, bro, it's or the cigar. Like, there's nothing else there. Like, when you just throw it away, like he could barely hold on to it, bro. Like, if you that rich, bro, if you that rich, I would have threw it away when it was half left, bro. You barely got anything there, bro.
Of endless riches, mansions, and sports cars are also greatly embellished. Taking a look at his personal website,
Bro, listen, if I ever became like rich, like I'm saying I got money to spend, bro. I might get some things that is considered luxury, right? But I'm not cashing out like that, you know? There is a car that I wanted, kind of. I don't remember the exact car, but I'm not getting like a supercar. It's 100 bands. Like that's not the first thing I'm doing. First thing, like if I got rich, that I'd want to do is I'd want to get a house. I'd want to get a cribberoni. You feel me? Like a decent sized crib. You know, outside bathroom. Are you out of your mind? I don't no, I'm not living in a shack, bro. I don't want to outside. You said you asked me if I wanted a porter potty in my crib. No, I don't want a porter potty, bro. No. One bathroom can have a toilet and the other commodities, but I don't want to take a boo-boo and then I be brushing my teeth. I'm like, oh, don't want that, bro. Like I prefer not to have that. I just like the idea of having them separate. No, I'm not old, bro. And if I was old, then you're watching an old guy, huh? How does that make you feel, bro? You're watching an old guy. If you don't watch someone your age or around your age, bro, you're watching an old man. Yeah, what can we relate on, man? Yeah. How you? Wait. How you in stream again? What button do I press? How do I use OBS? Badu. Bro, you were a Twitch demon. I used to be a Twitch demon, but I never I was a lurker. I never talked in chats, bro. Ever. I never talked in chats, bro. I just chilled there, man.
Ben claims to have made his $150 million fortune selling patents. I was only able to find 2 published patents under the name of Benjamin Azoulay, both of which were filed in 2020.
What is a patent? Like names or like I don't know what that means. Like a company yeah, I don't know what this means. I don't feel like searching it up because I don't really care about this dude, but like I don't know what that means.
Even if we were to assume that both of these patents somehow sold for a grand total of $150 million, they were filed well after his 24th birthday, which he claims at that point was when he was able to retire due to his endless riches. I'm fairly certain that this is a completely different person with the same name, and Ben has no history of selling patents at all.
I don't know
He
what a
also claims
patent
in his
is, bro.
biography to have had an active role in 16 different businesses that have generated $500 million in sales, as well as claiming to
You had a role in Amazon? DoorDash, man? Who did you? Dang, bro. 500 mil? Dang. Do you like the new McDonald's menu? I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. No. Um, just show me the what's the menu? Um, this all looks the same. I don't see any new pieces. Wait. Go on the Epstein? Huh? What were you trying to spell? Wait, what's new on the menu? These all look the same. I don't think I've ever looked up a McDonald's menu. I just always know what to get, bro. Like, and I don't even be going there. I just know the things to get, bro. Yo, their apple slices, I don't know what they did, but they were always good. Every single time. Every single time. Their Happy Meals are always or not the fries are always good. That doesn't get bigger. Why? McGangbang? Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good on that. Suicide Burg? What? This? Is it this? It's this right here? Surf and turf. Chicken, cheese, do, do, do roller? Do roller? Do roller? What is a do roller? Brother, it looks like the Epstein files. I can't see it. I can't. Oh, that's why you said it. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. 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 That makes sense now. It says burger. Yeah, it had a huge line in it. I didn't know what it was trying to. I didn't know what it was trying to say. This looks like a D right here, so I was confused by this. And this looks like a O. This looks like a O. I mean, what that is? That's a hash brown on the bottom. Okay, that's interesting. Probably wouldn't get that, to be honest. Chicken cheeseburger. Why say burger? Wait, it's burger and chicken? Oh, it's fish. Oh, I'll stay away from that. Fish and a burger. Yeah, I'm good off those. I'm not gonna lie, this secret menu, I'm staying away from both of these, bro. The surf and turf, that don't it's surf and turf, bro. It's not worth. It's surf and turf.
to have won multiple awards for both bodybuilding and cage fighting. I tried to find any evidence of these claims and came up with absolutely nothing.
Bro, are you stupid? Of course you didn't, bro. Cause like, why would they film cage fighting, bro? Like, come on. It was the Russian mob, bro. Be for real. Come on, man. You gotta do better.
But at the end of the day, even the most simple framing of Ben's life doesn't make sense. If he truly made 150 mil and was able to retire at age 24, why is he trying to sell people a self-improvement course online?
Bro, nah, that makes sense. And I'll say because every rich person pretty much, I'd say there's at least like an 80% chance that they just want more money, no matter how rich they are. what's his name? The dude from Amazon. I don't remember his name, but he is so rich, and he still just treated the employees terribly. And he's super rich, and he treated them awful. Um, Mark Zuckerberg, even though he's mega rich, he's still integrating AI into his platform. Like, there's no, and laying off employees to have AI make it more efficient, more cost effective. Like, I feel like it don't matter how rich a lot of people get; they're just gonna want more money. So this makes sense. Again, I know he's lying, but I'm saying if he wasn't, that would still make sense.
According to Ben, it's because he wants to impart his wisdom to young men and help them become strong and successful like he claims to be.
There's nothing that could impress me. I don't care if you have a Bugatti, you have a private jet, you have a yacht. I've seen it all. I don't.
What if I told you I have none of that? Does that impress you even more? What if I told you I'm streaming? Impressed?
Care for it. I care for people now. And what I do for many years now is coach people, help guys not to go through the things that I went through. You could be a strong man. You could be a tough guy. You could be an alpha, but you got to do it right.
This sentiment, as nice as it sounds, doesn't hold much weight. Someone who made $150 million would not be selling a course.
I disagree. I disagree on that. Let's go. That's something.
The course he's selling is funding the mansions, cars, and lifestyle he portrays. But there is one thing Ben is telling the truth of his cars and lifestyle he
I just don't know.
portrays. But there is one thing Ben is telling the truth about. He did in fact spend time in prison, although he hasn't been fully honest about how he ended up there. A YouTuber named John Bravo Films was able to uncover court documents revealing that Ben was sentenced to prison after he, his brother, and his friends took turns brutally assaulting a 15-year-old girl while she was intoxicated. Without getting into specifics, the court documents tell an unbelievably violent and graphic story that resulted in the young girl becoming both mentally and physically scarred from the event. Once the girl was able to escape the men, she called the police and the three were arrested. Ben was 18 years old and thus tried as an adult. He also admitted his guilt in open.
I just don't get it. Why, man?
Court. Ben vehemently denied all of the information that John.
Bro, you were making, what, 500 million? Why? Why, man?
Bravo revealed and responded exactly how you would expect him to. He basically said he is being canceled by The Matrix.
Now,
send this dude to prison, bro. Like, I just don't. I mean, he was obviously making money because he bailed out, right? Or no, they say he spent time in jail. But it said 18, so what? He spent 4 years?
it looks like I pissed off a lot of people, guys. A lot of people.
Yeah, that piss off anyone, no? What? Man, now, looks like I made some people mad. Like, hello? Brother, what?
So many, because I became so influential so quick. And I'm literally one of the most talked about.
Hear me out. I don't think that's why. I don't think that's the reason why. I just have a little inkling that that's just not the reason.
Influencers in the world today, that I got to the point that they're putting out a lot of false information about me. A lot of bullshit. But you see, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm gonna say this. It looks like the Matrix is attacking me.
But the pressure from those online was too big for Ben to ignore, so he further elaborated in a now deleted video where he claims the entire situation was made up. He claims that the girl in question filed a $15 million lawsuit, and rather than spending hundreds of thousands in lawyers' fees, they settled for a much smaller amount under the agreement that he pled guilty.
That doesn't make sense. That means they would have a overwhelmingly amount of evidence. They don't just, bro, that's not how court works. They're not just, well, if you pled guilty, yeah, we'll settle. Brother, if you weren't guilty, that wouldn't have happened. That's that. What are we talking about, man?
Story completely contradicts what is verifiably written in the court documents, as they directly claim that the nurses observed physical signs of.
That's what I'm saying. There's literal evidence. You don't reach a settlement like that without some sort of amount of evidence. If there's no evidence, there's no settlement. That doesn't make sense, bro.
SA all over the girl's body. Unsatisfied with his response, John Bravo continued exposing Ben, revealing that this was not even the first time Ben was charged with SA.
Oh
The court
gosh, bro. Stop. Stop. I promise you, bro. I promise you, it is not that hard to get a girl, bro. It isn't. I promise you, bro. Unless you are horrendously chopped, even still, bro. There was a video of this YouTuber who was so chopped, and he ended up pulling a girl, and he had a kid with her. And the thing is, this YouTuber, like, this is what happened. I don't remember his name, right? But there's this YouTuber. He blew up years ago. He's probably young, right? He was, or not young, but like maybe what, 18 or something, somewhere around there. Regardless, he was chopped, right? Probably still is. Not a diss. I'm just saying that those that doesn't tend to go away. But he made a video about saying how he was chopped and he never looked good. Girls always said ill. He'll probably never get married or whatever, right? And there was a girl who commented in his comments, "I think you look cute, to be honest," right? And then he linked up with that girl. They started dating for years and everything, and then he had a kid with that girl and everything, bro. I promise you, it is not as hard as you're making it, brother. Like, you're making lemon water. See, I would just have lemonade at that point, bro. Lemonade do be really sweet though. I would either have water or lemonade. I'm a water person though. Water's like my favorite drink, if you can consider it a drink. But that I just prefer that over anything. So I used to drink the only thing I used to drink heavily back in the day was ice. I used to drink a lot of ice. The sparkling drink. And I was drinking that before it got popular too. I was drinking. I was a trendsetter, man. I was drinking them ice bottles when they were, cause I was a heavy Dollar Tree demon. So I would always get ice whenever I go to Dollar Tree. Plain water, brother. You need that to survive. Yuck to just water. H2O. What are we talking about? You don't drink water? That's a necessity, bro. Everything has water in it. Like, that's the foundation. Nah, I can't have flavored water. I think flavored water is nasty. I feel like it just tastes like diluted water. Like the cucumber water or lemon water. It just tastes like if you had lemonade and you just let the ice melt for like 3 hours. That's what it tastes like, bro. It doesn't taste good, bro. But I mean, you're the same person who likes carrot milk, so I'm not surprised, bro.
documents
I'm truly not surprised.
clearly
bro.
state that Ben and his brother Dylan had a past history of charges for SAing underage intoxicated
Why? 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 Stop.
girls.
not
King
do this,
Azulai
bro.
has continued to try and define exactly what really happened, but
Bro, you have multiple court cases of this, and all the evidence is overwhelming. I'm just saying, I know people get falsely convicted all the time, but why are you even hanging around underage, intoxicated girls in the first place? In what environment is that normal, bro? I don't like, maybe if it was just the other allegations, with no evidence. I could just be like, okay, maybe he was falsely accused. But then there's just like the other, like, I just don't get it.
Whenever he clarifies things, it doesn't exactly make him look better.
I was never convicted of. I was convicted of oral copulation with a minor.
What? Of what?
Convicted of. I was convicted of oral copulation with a minor.
What? I don't know what he's saying. Wait, let me see if I could put on subtitles. I don't know what he's saying.
Convicted of. I was convicted of oral copulation with a minor.
I don't know what this word means, but I still don't like this sentence. I still just don't like this sentence. Like, it's not.
I was 18, she was under 18, and I agreed to take a plea deal that I got a job from her.
Okay, come on.
They were trying to teach me a lesson because a year before that, when I was underage, I had a fight with my ex-girlfriend. She cheated on me. I got hell of upset and I smacked her in the back of the head.
Recently,
Wait. Okay, bro.
he has accused his most prominent detractors, including John Bravo, of hiring a hitman to take out his mother.
But these men are not the ones that I worried about so much. It's about this email that I received this morning. An email that sounds like it's coming from a hitman. This kind of an email describes exactly what they're going to do to my mother.
And he's probably right, but it's not him. The YouTuber did not send that. He is probably right, though. A lot of people get death threats, you know? So I feel like he's telling the truth on this, but it's just not like, that's not actually going to happen. But he probably actually got a message like that.
The email Ben shows is almost certainly completely fabricated, coming from an email address that doesn't even exist, meaning Ben made this entire thing up.
Okay, never mind. Never mind, bro. Yeah, my fault, bro. My bad. I just can't believe a single word he says. Like, I just can't believe anything.
Up just to paint himself as the victim. Now, whatever credibility he has left is certainly gone, and still to this day, Ben is trying to rebrand from being known as a fraud and a violent abuser, much like Wes Watson, who was once seen as the example of how
that just looks nasty, bro. Look at, what is that, bro? What is that, bro? Hold on, I'm gonna show you exactly what that looks like. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. This right here, this looks like this, bro. What is this, bro? What is that? How do you what is that? What are you doing? Like, why do you don't look like, bro? I can understand working out, but stop. What, like, no, bro, that looks not, something's in there.
Ex-convict can truly turn their life around to now facing charges that could land him back behind bars.
See, you gotta take away the X part, bro. Current convict,
when Wes
bro.
Watson first started posting content back in 2019,
he looks way better right here than he does whatever that is, bro. He looks way better right here, bro.
Videos mainly focused on his time spent in federal prison. Wes claims that he started selling weed during his teenage years and was making up to $40,000 a week. Although Wes has given various different versions.
40,000? I mean, that's believable. I don't know about 40,000, but again, I don't know about weed profits. But what, in high school? If he's saying high school, that's definitely not true.
Teenage years and was making up to
teenage years. Well, that could go all the way up to 19. So I don't know. He must have been selling like crazy. No way it was weed only, though. This man can compete with Walter White.
$40,000 a week. Although Wes has given various different versions of this story, so that's just a rough estimate.
At 11, I just started hustling. By the time I was 16, I went and bought a truck at like a lifted Z71 cash, like 50 grand. I had hundreds of thousands of dollars at.
So all these dudes are just liars, bro. Every single one of them are just liars. Like, they just lie. These dudes are just lying.
15, 16. I started smoking weed at like 13 or 12. By the time I was 14 or 15, the natural progression was to start slanging.
And despite selling what he described,
And that's also believable.
Long for the sweet release of death. Hollow socks are made from alpaca wool, which keeps your feet drier, more comfortable.
describes as a large amount of product, he managed to
I believe that though. I do believe that. It's just when we're getting to like the profit, that's when I get a little, I don't know.
avoid the law for a long time. That was until a fateful night in November of 2009 where Wes physically assaulted a man after a drug deal that had gone wrong. Notably, Wes was not actually involved in the deal itself, but rather serving as more of a low-level grunt called in after the deal fell through. Not exactly the hotshot kingpin
He was selling though. He was selling.
and he
though.
claims he was. What is true is that Wes spent nearly a decade in prison, and stories he told from his time locked up brought him almost immediate success on YouTube. In under half a year since his first upload, Wes was already able to get 250,000 subscribers. And during the pandemic, Wes had a unique opportunity and began creating more motivational content to help people increase their mental fortitude.
Can't believe that's 5 years ago, bro. Crazy.
And physical fitness while trapped at home. This is when Wes
5
began
years ago used to be 2015, bro. Now 5 years ago is 2021.
and offering what he describes as self-mastery programs, which sought to teach young men how to hone in their physical strength, business capabilities, and mindset. Thanks to programs like this, Wes claims that he now makes an average of $3 million per month.
He might be gassing it a little, but he do make a lot. With those views, and he has a program. He might have some products he sells. 3 mil a month? Probably not, but he does make a lot of money though.
Like, you don't make $1 million a month. You make a third of what I make a month. If you make $1 million a month, I can't respect someone who's doing a third of me financially.
I can't respect someone who was in prison for 10 years. How about that, man? How about that, bro? I can't respect anyone who wears low top Converse with no socks. Yeah, what if I don't respect that? Bro, he's talking crazy, man.
I can respect the guy whose yacht is in 300 million. He murdered me. I have to understand what he did.
Although we have no way to verify how much money he was actually making, what I can say for sure is any businessman who was making $3 million per month would absolutely respect and listen to the advice of another businessman who was making $1 million per month. Despite his arrogance, Wes was relatively respected in the early
How did he get that homunculus on his chest, bro? What was that?
days of his content creation career. His videos served as a cautionary tale of just how brutal and unforgiving spending time in federal prison can be. Wes sold himself as a man who learned from his mistakes and was trying to teach
You can't judge him like that. Oh, my fault, man. I gotta be a little more understanding. My bad, bro.
other people lessons that he had to learn the hard way.
You're right, bro. He's saying I can't listen to anyone who makes $1 million in a month. Yeah, I gotta respect him. My fault, bro. My fault, bro. But maybe all his veins showing because he's losing circulation with that little shirt he got on, bro. Ever seen a V-neck that's so close to your neck you could barely see the V, bro?
In particular, Wes has claimed that his anger issues were the catalyst for many of his problems.
That's what I said. I saw a video. He was just screaming. He was just full on screaming, bro.
His anger, I have a problem with it. It's the
Take it
biggest
out on me,
battle
bro.
of my life. These vices hold us from everything, all our dreams, everything we could ever possibly just gather up and love for our lives. Our vices are holding us from it.
Of course,
Okay, that's a good point.
Wes put on the persona that he was a changed man and now found healthy ways to deal with his anger.
I don't fall victim to my old vices, the drugs, the negative shit, the anger. I don't fall victim to it no more. I've done so good on my anger lately too. I'm so proud of
that's
it.
good
You
too.
guys, you have to drop
All
all
right,
this
bro.
shit and not drag your family through the mud.
But this didn't seem to be the case.
Here's the thing, being this cut, like, I just don't think I want to, you know? It's just to get that way, bro. It's just a lot of, you know? I could get up there for surely, but like, this is just a different type level, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, look, he the type of person to, like, I feel like he didn't do this for himself, because why in every single video I see you, other than one, you got your shirt off? Brother, there's no sun out right there. I know it's not that hot to have your shirt off. And you make that much money, you don't use AC? Like, why he always has his shirt off, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, I think when you get to a certain level, you just, yeah, you're not doing this for yourself anymore. You just want people to see you, bro. He got the neck of the dinosaur from that one movie, bro. The long neck dinosaur, bro. I forgot what they're called, bro. Look, his neck almost did a 360, bro.
Drop all this and not drag your family through the mud.
But this didn't seem to be the case, as conflicts in his personal life made it to the public eye, and they showed that Wes hadn't really changed at all, particularly when Valerie Watson, Wes's now ex-wife, posted a video to social media accusing her husband of both physical and emotional.
Did I see this? Wait, that's how she got, what that is, marker? Oh, my fault. It's the angle. The angle make it look weird. I don't know. It look like angle make it look weird. And like right here, it's like, okay, them tattoos is not it, but okay, you do you, right?
Ex-wife posted a video to social
right
media
here,
accusing her husband.
It looked like she fell asleep and someone drew on her face. I don't know why it looks so bad right here, bro. Like, it looks worse. I think you gotta pan the camera up, man.
Of both physical and emotional abuse.
I literally have held my tongue for way too long to protect him. It's not happening anymore. He's physically hurt me so many times that it's unforgivable. And I do have a video of Wes charging at me and
those tattoos are terrible, bro.
Has put like a knife to my face and literally have told me, like, has threatened to kill me.
Valerie also specifically emphasizes that the person Wes portrays himself.
Why though, dude? Like, gosh, bro.
To be online is a lie, and that he did not follow the same rules and principles he promoted to his audience. She also included pictures of her bloodied hand and bruised arms, implying that Wes had directly caused the injuries. Then again, it is possible that he had a jealous ex who was just trying to make up stories because he was becoming successful and popular online.
I doubt it. I doubt it, bro. And the only reason I doubt it is because he's an alpha male. What he said, it's not all crazy. Like but when he said he been making all this money and stuff, that just don't sound true. I don't get what his people obsession is with like flaunting money, you know? Like, if I was making all that money, I wouldn't tell no. Why would I want everybody to know that I'm making millions? Oh yeah, I just made $1 million last week. Why would I do that? I don't care how staturous I am. That's just kind of stupid, no? Like, you just putting it on front, bro. Like, hey, you saw that? Yeah, you saw his podcast, bro. Apparently, he makes $3 million a month, bro. Like, come on, man.
Line. That is for sure what Wes's fan base thought, which is why.
Also, another reason I don't want to become this big is because clothes just don't look right. Like, they just look weird when you become that big. They look strange, bro.
This wasn't the final nail in the coffin for his career. And over the next few years, more information would come out about Wes that essentially proved to his detractors that his whole life was a hoax. His mega mansion, which he claimed to have purchased, was not actually his. The property was listed for rent at $65,000 a month in October of 2022, and the listing was removed a month later in November, right before he uploaded his vlog showing off the property. His Bugatti Chiron, he also does not own. Even his girlfriend's.
Plural? Okay. What is this ad, bro?
And I'm not joking, are literally rented. Wes was exposed for hiring a female escort for $200 an hour.
I'm telling you, man, it must be impossible for them to get women, bro. I don't understand why it's so hard for them, bro. I don't, bro. It should be the easiest for y'all, bro. It should, bro. Even if she's an ultimate gold digger on gold digger, you're renting girls now? There's no way, man. There's no way, man. Oh, I won't
I won't be able to pay for your services this month. But can we still go on that date tomorrow?
Yo, this is bad looks, bro. This is bad looks. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's terrible, bro.
And pretending that she was his actual girlfriend. His house is rented, his cars are rented, and even his girlfriends are rented. Which doesn't mean that he is secretly broke, it's just clear he isn't exactly the business mogul he claims to be.
No,
if Wes had taken...
He might be broke. Or not broke, but he might be living check to check, because renting all, even though he don't own any of this, renting all this still costs a lot of money, bro. What he says, 60 bands a month. You know, he renting all these cars for no reason. I guess that's weird. At least just rent one supercar to put on the persona. You got 3? Okay.
the money he's been wasting on overpriced cars and homes for Instagram and actually invested it, he could have actually owned real assets by now. A large property, maybe not supercars, but still expensive luxury cars. But he didn't do that because Wes is creating the illusion of success to luxury cars. But he didn't do...
Look at his pants. What are the... Yo, nah. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, fam, you gotta do something. And you got no shirt with no, yeah, this man he's crazy. Look at this fit. This fit is all I need to know that he is insane.
Do that because Wes is creating the illusion of success to sell more courses and coaching to people who don't understand what real success is, which is, I have to admit, ironically a good business strategy. The problem is this relies on the customer lacking intelligence and desperately wanting a role model, and thus paying a con artist with deep insecurities. He even lies.
See, I just need to talk to these dudes who be getting battered, right? And I need to see why. Like, I need to see why it be happening. I need to see they patterns. Cause let's say even me, bro, I'm not the best person at talking to people, but I've never like, man, time to look for a course. Said that. I just gotta know what be happening in their lives for this to transpire.
About his height. Despite being listed as 5'8" in court documents, Wes gets furious when anyone suggests he's shorter than 6 feet tall.
How tall am I? I'm 6 foot. When we went into medical, when I was booked, I was 6 foot 252, and I said,
"Dang, that's crazy. Even if you're 5'8", 252, that's insane, bro.
Why the f does my paperwork say 5'8", 230?
I don't know why you I didn't make your paperwork, bro. Stop screaming at me.
That's the eyeball of the arresting officer.
To make matters worse, he literally uses special insoles to boot.
Bro, who cares if you're 5'8"? You're 252. Like, who cares, bro? Who cares? That's so ugly. That's so ugly, bro.
Boost his height, and he does a terrible job at hiding it. Wes has such a hard time keeping track of his lies that the alpha womanizer admitted to being bisexual during an interview.
I was in a Q&A on the way here. Someone said, skinny or thick chicks? I'm like, I like them skinny thick. You know, what the f you mean? Like, everything's like that for me. They're like, are you straight or are you this? I'm everything. I'm not just one or the other.
And despite portraying himself as a stoic yet intense tough guy who learned from his mistakes and can now control his anger, Wes's temper was completely out of control, violently threatening anyone who had a different opinion than him.
Are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything else is worth more than your children?
Like, my dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how hard this guy works. He came from nothing to this.
Yeah.
He works, God damn it.
You're still whining. Stop whining and just make an argument.
Dude, I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're gonna
look at your goddamn self.
Okay, guys.
See, this is when I'm like, at least he's standing on it, but like, I'm just not trying a dude like that. And that's just not even about being scared. It's just like, you pick your battles, bro. Like that. Obviously, he got a screw loose. You hear what he talking about? You know you can't do nothing to him, bro. Just unless you got a pole, you feel me? And even too, why would you want to do that? Like, bro, just ignore it, man. Like, and this might be how he gets paid, though. I don't know if they just got him from the audience or if this is how he gets paid. I guess, bro. But if you just came from the audience and you want to speak your mind, you do you. But like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, bro, he bald and he got tattoos on the top of his head.
I've never seen such a pathetic motherfucker.
Okay, well,
let's chill out a little bit, man. A little bit.
This is not what men look like.
Let's let him
What do they
finish
look
his
like?
point.
What do they look like? Bald prisoners?
Like many of these alpha males, Wes also had a habit of challenging other men to fights whenever he felt slighted by them, leading up to an altercation that would change his life forever. Now, the nature of this video is extremely graphic and cannot be shown on YouTube.
Oh wait, is this when he got the weight, bro? It was like, I think him and his friend, if this is the same one, they jumped the dude in the gym and they were hitting him with weights.
But footage of Wes violently beating up another man would be leaked by John Bravo, in which we can see Wes hit the man with a weightlifting belt, then him and his friends
it was that.
pin the man down and endlessly hurl punches at his head and even kick him in the face multiple times. The man in question would press charges, leading Wes to be arrested for felony assault and battery. He is now facing up to 25 years in prison.
Hey, put him in there. It was so stupid too. It was so unnecessary.
Ironically, Wes is now right back where he started, and potentially may find himself behind bars once again.
Hey, yeah, just put him, yeah, bro. Yeah, it was so dumb. It was
Recently,
so dumb.
he has restricted or completely disabled his comment sections on all of his social media accounts, going to show just how fragile his ego really is. Worst of all, his reputation is so destroyed that the only people who are willing to collaborate with him are people like Jack Doherty and the Island Boys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Cook delicious meals that are never boring.
If you're collabing with Jack Doherty, like your career is just finished, bro. Truly.
We need these lips nice and...
Wes is a perfect example of
like your career is over if you're collabing with Jack Doherty. Like that's a sign, bro. There's some people like that's just a sign. I would say mainly him. If you're collabing with mainly him, your career is finished, bro. You should just pack it up, bro. Cause nah, man. But even when shouts out to Polo G, but when I saw him collabing with Jack Doherty, I was like, all right, bro. He's just like, you could be popular, bro. Listen. I know it's easier said than done, right? But not really for these millionaires. You have teams and everything, bro. Y'all should know. Oh wait, Jack Doherty's not a good pick. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't collab with him. You know, you should have managers or whatever, maybe, to see that, bro. There's other people you could collab with, even if they are not as popular. He's infamous. Like, he's not fame. He's infamous. You don't want to collab with someone like that.
Someone who would have greatly benefited from following his own advice, just like the Liver King, who had a psychotic meltdown after being exposed for not living the lifestyle he promoted.
Gosh,
Brian Johnson,
so
better known as the Liver King, was a divisive figure from the very beginning of his career.
Hey, you ain't gotta show me eating that stuff. I know he do that.
His claim to fame was the promotion of what he calls the ancestral lifestyle, which sought to replicate the daily routine of our ancient human ancestors. This meant consuming a diet of foods like raw liver, raw bone marrow, and even raw bull testicles. His ancestral lifestyle also applied to his workout routines.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. I know he was off the roids, but that's still crazy.
Which were designed to simulate the physical strain that an ancient hunter-gatherer would experience during a hunt. Now, the idea of eating bull nuts already made the Liver King a giant meme, but those more familiar with health and fitness believe that Brian was not entirely honest about his ancestral way of living.
There's nothing ancestral about...
He was in a private jet. Bro's in a private jet, bro. That was funny. Bro.
This guy. He's training with high-tech equipment, training properly, progressive overload. I'm gonna spoil it right now. I don't think he's natural. Don't believe that. And for all the haters, I want to be clear. I believe that there's more than a 50% chance that he's on PEDs.
Brian emphasized a natural and organic lifestyle more than the average fitness influencer, so the idea of him potentially using performance-enhancing drugs would be a much greater scandal than average.
Dude would actually just like knock my head off, bro. It's just insane, bro. There's people out here who are just way stronger than you, bro. They could just cook you. I just don't want to get in an altercation with that, like, ever. Like, I never want to get an altercation with people like that, bro.
You know I'll pop your head off.
I'll be like, dang, bro, I might be finished, bro. I ain't even doing anything either, bro. He just snapped at me randomly, bro. I didn't even do anything.
Of course, Brian was well aware of this and always rejected the idea that he was using steroids.
Other than the fact that you have a body that you have earned on your own, are you against steroids?
This is what I'll say. I care in the most positive way, because when somebody says, hey man, you're on steroids, and they've been saying this for 20 or 30 years. I've been working out since I was 8. So when I was in high school, hey man, you're on steroids. This is a great compliment.
There's a lot of subprimals that are convinced that Liver King is taking steroids.
Bro, the main giveaway, I say for him, is his stomach, bro. It's just a little weird. Like, everything else, you know, is like, okay, maybe exaggerate, all right. But his stomach looked
Liver
the weirdest,
King,
bro.
Natty. Do you think if I was on steroids, I would have these appendages down here, these legs?
Have legs?
Do you see how little my legs are? When I was in college, I weighed 175 pounds and I was single-digit body fat. I started working out about 8 or 9 years old. I had already been working out for, I don't know, 10 or 12 years. So now I'm 45 and I've gained less than 1 pound a year over 25 years. So this is what I say to people.
Okay, but also, he said he was working out since he was like 8 or 9. You still have to be eating right. And, you know, it is DNA dependent, bro. Like, if let's say your dad was 5'6" and your mom was 5'4", you're most likely not going to be able to look like this, you know? There is an anomaly that could happen, but if we're being for real, you might be like maybe 6 foot, and that's really pushing it, bro. You probably wouldn't, you know? Or I said your dad's 5'8" and your mom is, what, 5'5", you know? Yeah, you might be 6 foot. That's pushing it, but you might be 6 foot.
That make this accusation. If you don't believe this is possible, then I suggest that you take that self-limiting belief, you put that in a box, and you bury that next to all your...
See, that's so lame, bro, because...
You're embarrassing shit, and don't open your mouth about it. Let that live with you. Don't let that live with somebody else.
Notice how he never responds to the question with no. He only did outright deny his usage briefly one time on No Jumper.
So again, for the record, I've never taken steroids. I'm thinking about doing it.
Despite this, very few were actually convinced that
when I said I was thinking about doing it, that's when I did it. But I never did it before that, though.
Natural. And when you think about it, hardly anything about Brian's life was ancestral to begin with. He lives in a modern house and posts on social media every day, not to mention that he uses real weights, modern workout routines, and even a hyper...
Some nights I want a great meal that's half the price of takeout.
I've had these before. These aren't that good. This brand of frozen foods is not that good, bro.
Has 30 grams
I haven't had that, but I had he has a hyperbolic what? What was I saying? Oh yeah, those frozen foods. I had the beef and broccoli one. That's But I think I had one other one. I don't really think those is good, bro.
Day. Not to mention that he uses real weights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really his stomach that's throwing me off, bro. Like it just don't look right.
Routines and even a hyperbaric chamber to maintain his figure, all of which ancient humans never had. Plus a seemingly endless supply of supplements. I mean, just look at him compared to actual people living a tribal lifestyle. They simply look nothing like him. It's amazing what this primal ancestral diet can do for the human body. As you can see, these African hunters all share the same physique as Liver King. People had good reason to be skeptical, but without definitive proof, Liver King could have just been an anomaly. This would change when he was exposed in a series of leaked emails by a fitness YouTuber named Derek, better known as More Plates, More Dates. These emails were sent before Brian's internet fame and show him consulting with a bodybuilding coach on how to improve his physique with the use of performance-enhancing drugs. He notably emphasizes the importance of fine-tuning his regimen in preparation for a social media campaign to grow his following, and lists out his current stack of performance-enhancing drugs. We also get a look at blood work results that Brian shows in relation to his drug usage. Most damning, however, was the revelation that Brian had actually previously reached out to Derek, requesting fitness, coaching, and personally revealed his PED usage.
I need to get shredded, have more energy, and get my brain working better, but I overtrain. Approximately 12 to 14 workouts a week and can't stop. I played around with peptides.
12 to 14 workouts a week? That's double. So he do it twice a day, bro? And he said he overtrains? I don't know how he's still walking, bro. Like, I'm just... Because you are supposed to do a little more, you feel me, than like what you can handle. Not crazy, but you are supposed to you're supposed to push yourself a little bit. It's how you get the muscle growth, muscle soreness, muscle growth. Not muscle pain, muscle soreness. But this is just crazy, bro.
Would like to explore real GH like Omnitrope and others. I sleep well, eat well. I even have a hard shell hyperbaric oxygen therapy, presumably, cold plunge, sauna, etc. at my house. I need next level, which is why I'm reaching out. Can you reassure me that all information discussed, wish confidential, presumably will be held confidential?
What once was likely...
Dang, he did him wrong. He said, I'm finna react to this on YouTube. But I mean, to be fair, when he exposed him, I kind of I understand, because he's claiming to be all natural and all this, and he's telling other people you could get this too by purchasing my course and all this stuff, and he's just lying. He's scamming people.
An assumption was now the truth. The Liver King was lying about his entire online persona. He claimed that his body was achievable through the implementation of his ancestral lifestyle, and sold many on the lie that they could look like him if they followed his system. But now his system looked like a massive joke, and he had no choice but to confess.
He only apologized because he got caught, though.
Brian's apology seems genuine on the surface. However, he continues to lie about many of the circumstances that led him to this point. He claims that he never intended to become an internet sensation, and as a result mishandled his online persona. This narrative relies on you not knowing that Brian openly admitted that he was trying to reach 1 million followers in leaked emails before he even started his social media journey. He then goes on to claim that the Liver King persona was a social experiment aimed to inspire others to adopt healthier lifestyles, even if Brian himself was not personally following the same rulebook.
See, he's going this route, which is just scummy, cause this isn't the main, it's just weird. It's just weird. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, young men who've been falling for that stuff, they've been going through it, bro. All these alpha males happened in the past 5 years, bro. They've been the ones who fall for this, they've been getting cuts.
He's trying so hard to build a bridge between depressive individuals and his steroid addiction, LMAO. Brian's...
Start the year strong at Planet Fitness. Just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime.
$1 down, 15. That's not bad. It's not. How long, man? How long this gonna last, man? I might have to do that. I was doing a home gym for a minute, but I'm on IR though. Till I go to the doctors, I'm not gonna work out, bro. my shoulder, or not shoulder, my elbow was popping before I was working out, but when I was doing it, it wasn't an issue. But then when it started hurting, so I stopped.
Reputation was completely shattered. Nobody believed Brian's sob stories or deeper motivations, and thus his reputation was completely shattered. He was now nothing more than a complete laughingstock of the internet. While he attempted to return to normalcy following his expose, Brian began to rot as the months went on.
He looks
both physically and mentally.
bro.
He notably lost a decent portion of muscle mass due to temporarily quitting the use of drugs to enhance his physique. But more fascinating was his extreme mental decline, in which he broadcasted for the entire world to see. People noticed his erratic behavior as he posted countless videos of himself nonsensically rambling.
Break, victory, champion. I like to win in life, or if you'd rather be one of those, you know? It was nice to meet you.
His content evolved into nothing more than an archive of directionless vlogs, filled almost entirely of dead air, only broken up with more incoherent ramblings. Brian had clearly lost his mind, although things would reach a boiling point when he was arrested for making death threats towards one of the largest podcasters on the planet.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You see, Brian has an unnatural...
Was it Joe Rogan? It was Joe Rogan, right?
Natural obsession with Joe Rogan, which was apparent long before he began showing any signs of mental decline. Joe even acknowledged that Brian had frequently made attempts to appear on his podcast, although was never offered an invitation.
One of them came up to me in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of my security guards stopped him. He was like, I'm a producer for the Liver King. I'm like, what the f*** do you produce? What are you producing?
Like, how many UFC events did he try and cozy up?
He was front row at one of my shows in Vegas. Yeah, and then I saw him again at the Canelo fight. He was trying really hard to get on the podcast. And he's been trying really hard to get on now. He contacted a few friends of mine, and some of
he started dissing, bro. He started dissing, bro.
that have like Bert Kreischer that had him on the show.
Yeah, he told me he's trying to get on.
Yeah, for what?
Not
For
dissing,
what? Say
threatening.
that more? Like, come on, this is dumb, man.
Okay, but Joe Rogan, listen. What are you talking about, man? All right. Like, bro, I'm just saying, like that. Yeah, this take don't really make sense. Yeah, he wants to be on the #1 podcast in the world. Why wouldn't he, bro? Why wouldn't he want to get more exposure and, you know, bring back his career? Like, why wouldn't he want to do that?
You ran a con game and you got busted.
Joe Rogan's disapproval cut Brian deeply. However, those feelings would devolve into full-blown hatred as his mental health declined further. Brian truly hit rock bottom shortly after the release of a Netflix documentary series about his rise and fall. After a break from the internet, Brian returned looking more disheveled than ever before, with his face caked in dirt, twigs sticking out of his hair, and multiple wounds on his nose and eyebrow. In this video, he acknowledges 3 entities who he believes are trying to destroy his life. These 3 individuals are likely the documentary's creator, More Plates, More Dates, and Joe Rogan. Now he was on a personal vendetta to get revenge on those he believes have wronged him. Brian began openly threatening Joe Rogan, challenging him to a fight and graphically explaining how he would do it.
What I'm hoping is that you, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm gonna choke that motherfucker out, lights out, I'm gonna choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happened. You won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping. Shame on you. I'm going to make you pay. I am going to actually make you.
Like, that's terrifying.
My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. I'll come to you whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready to go. Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. You can
Yo, it's Joe Rogan, so you feel me? He wasn't sweating this at all. But I'd be terrified, gang. Cause like this isn't just like a simple, you feel me? He's lost his. You could tell this isn't a character, bro. He's willing to do this. Like, no, he's not joking. Like, this isn't one of, man, he's just putting on a front, or you trying to, no, he would actually do this.
The hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did.
But Brian took it to a whole different level when he revealed that he was traveling to Austin, Texas.
Yo, this looks like a totally different person. Like, he don't even look the same. He looked like an old gunslinger from the Western movies. don't even look the same, man. Who is this?
To find Joe Rogan and literally kill him.
Just pulling up to the capital of Texas.
Like, bro, and here's the thing. This was what I'm saying, bro. He thought he could threaten this Joe Rogan, who has some insane connections online, and just get away with it, bro. Like, it's just, he's not thinking. Like, he's not even thinking about getting away with it. He's just thinking about killing him.
Guess what? You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
Brian began spamming videos to his Instagram feed all throughout the night, leading up to the next morning when the police arrested him at his hotel after receiving reports of his threats. He was taken to jail but released on a $20,000 bond.
What did he have? What did he have? I want to see if he, like, what he had.
Part
on
of his
him.
bond conditions were the implementation of a non-contact restraining order, meaning that he could not go near or even speak about Joe Rogan in any capacity. A moment like this should have served as a point of reflection for Brian, realizing that he had gone too far and finally getting the help that he so desperately needs. Unfortunately, that is not the case. As recently as November of 2025, Brian is still obsessing over Joe Rogan, continuing to challenge him to a fight and even taping large pictures of his face all over his wall.
Wait, that was that Seth Rogen? Hey, misprint. You had a misprint there, bro.
This behavior is not normal and continues to make him look extremely manic and or crazy. The cracks in Brian's facade began to show when someone with actual credibility decided to challenge him, just like Dr. Mike Israetel, whose credibility evaporated the moment someone actually read the document that earned him the title doctor, only to find it was full of fabricated claims.
Oh, he under the Dr. Phil type vibes.
What helped Mike stand out from most other influencers in the space was his evidence-based fitness regimen, backed by his PhD in sport physiology. Rather than speaking from personal experience and bro science alone, Mike understood at an educated level what it took to achieve your dream physique, and many lifters took his word as gospel. And this sense of credibility seemed to inflate Mike's ego to an extremely high level, with him often
delicious recipes made your way. HelloFresh. Nothing hits like home.
Is HelloFresh actually good, bro? Never had it, man.
Vitamins get all the credit.
I'm down to try it, though. I just never had it, you know?
But minerals do
but if
all
it's
the
actually
work,
worth it,
supporting
then
energy, bone
I
health,
would.
and digestion.
Bragging about his high IQ and essentially proclaiming to be the smartest fitness coach on the planet.
I've taken the Ravens Advanced Progressive Matrices test, and I pegged the scale high. So I get every single question right, and so my IQ is above 160. We don't know how high because they don't do.
He said above 160? Bro, if you don't, like, solve cancer? It's 160? Man.
Standardized IQ tests above that. I'm both on a raw IQ scale smarter than almost every coach, maybe every coach. I know more about physiology.
Dang, he got super inflated, bro.
Biology, body responses, etc. than they do in most cases.
I do like the way he talks, though. And I'm not saying like his clear ego here. I'm saying like it do seem like he's knowledgeable and smart. It's just like his ego got the best of him. But,
and so if I don't trust you intellectually and I think I can do a better job doing what you do than you, it becomes a real big problem for me to follow your advice.
With this arrogance, Mike found himself in public feuds with a handful of other prominent fitness influencers, frequently getting into debates and turning to personal insults when things don't go his way.
And also in every category of human behavior, I'm tougher than you. I can train closer to failure than you. I can do it for longer. I have more willpower than you. I'm just better.
You train closer to Phil. That's the most gym thing I've ever heard, bro. You sound like someone who go to the gym, bro. I could train closer to failure than you. I've never heard that as an insult before, bro.
Than you, Lyle.
Because Mike views himself with such high regard, he very rarely filters himself, causing him to say things that make him sound completely unhinged.
I'll read a comment on social media directed at me, I guess about me, and it's from nameless, faceless, and I begin to fantasize about what it would be like and how much sublime pleasure I would receive in hurting that person at a deep physical and emotional.
These dudes are crazy, bro. This one's Andrew Tate. I'm still saying, I feel like he's the only one who was putting on an act and who wasn't actually crazy. Like he wasn't actually just insane deep down, bro. I don't know about all those trafficking things. I have no idea. Like besides that, because I don't know about that stuff.
Level, hurting them in such a way that they're never going to walk right again, and they're always going to remember me and how they dared to cross.
Man, let me take it back. I don't like the way he talked, bro. You scare me, bro. Let me stay 6 feet. COVID protocols, bro. I'm good off me, bro.
As well respected as Dr. Mike was, he was equally divisive, and many felt compelled to take a closer look at his resume. This included Solomon Nelson, who took it upon himself to dissect Mike's PhD dissertation. This paper was the final requirement for Mike to receive his doctorate degree, and reasonably could be considered the culmination of all of his efforts to achieve.
Yeah, I don't know about doctors, or I don't know about doctors, but like, don't you have to have like a published work, like something, whatever field you're a doctor in, like it has to be like published work?
His PhD. However, Solomon was shocked to find out how poor the thesis was, going as far as claiming that it deserved a failing grade.
I'll argue that, according to standard assessment criteria, Mike's thesis would have failed, or at the very least been sent back for major revisions at any high-ranking university.
This dissertation was riddled with various issues, such as improper data that implied some of the subjects involved in his study were only 4 pounds, and others were as tall as 345 meters. And some weren't even born yet.
1/3 of the lowest performers was either taller than 3.459 meters, taller than any human ever recorded, or shorter than -6.1 centimeters. As to age, either they were older than 40.4 years of age, or younger than -1.4 years, meaning, once again, that they hadn't yet been born.
The paper was also filled with spelling errors, improper grammar, and general structural issues that made the paper more confusing. However, one of the largest issues with his dissertation was the paper's thesis statement, which sought to prove that athletes with more lean muscle mass performed better than those without it.
Bro,
but it failed.
I hate writing thesis statements, bro. I hate it. I just hate writing papers in general, bro. I'm not a fan of it, bro. Also, I'm a bad procrastinator, so I usually end up doing it like when it's due.
To make significant contributions to the field it's related to, which Solomon cites as a crucial component to a passing dissertation.
Mike's thesis falls short of fulfilling one of the most fundamental requirements for doctoral research, a significant contribution of original knowledge. The stated goal of Mike's thesis
that is true.
Was to explore interrelationships among fitness variables that he claimed were less clear in the existing literature. However, the core findings, stronger athletes are more muscular and powerful, that more powerful athletes jump higher and sprint faster, and that leaner athletes perform better in these tasks, are not only unsurprising, but also extensively documented in prior research.
Not only has this thesis been thoroughly proven through separate academic research, it seeks to prove something that most people could easily infer on their own. Like, yeah, obviously having more muscle mass makes you more athletic.
Oh, okay, what's going on? I'm actually getting like so many ads, bro. What's happening? I just got one like a minute ago.
The fact that Mike could so incoherently argue what many understood to be a
I don't even like no more that they don't got the ad marks, bro. They just hit you with it. Surprise ad.
foregone conclusion, raise questions about
he
his
had a TED
intelligently
Talk?
argue what many understood mass makes you more athletic. The fact that Mike could so incoherently argue what many understood to be a foregone conclusion, raise questions about his intelligence and authority on the subject of fitness. Now, of course, you don't need a PhD to be a respected figure in the fitness industry, but Mike's whole brand and identity was rooted in his PhD to validate his voice in the community. Not only did the lackluster nature of his dissertation discredit his resume, it also made people question how intelligent he was at all. This guy claimed to be so smart that he essentially broke the scales when testing his IQ, but Dr. Mike can't even spell the word science properly. Now, as mentioned before, you don't need a PhD to make fitness content, so all he would have had to do is concede that his dissertation was poorly written, cut his losses, and continue making videos with little repercussions. repercussions. But rather than putting his ego
He
aside,
doubled
he
down
went
on
into
it.
full-blown damage control.
We now know Solomon was looking at an accidentally uploaded incorrect rough draft. So I'll say this, I don't blame him for going hard on it, because he has every reasonable idea to think this was the final draft. It wasn't. We have the final draft now in the link here. And so
Bro, why? Bro, you would have the final draft. That just doesn't make sense. You're telling me he selected the but why is that online though? Like the draft wouldn't be online. That doesn't really make sense to me.
most of his critiques are just non-starters because the final just doesn't have most of those problems.
The claim that Solomon was reviewing the wrong version of the document may seem like a solid response at first, but that can only justify things like grammatical and spelling issues, something that were still present in the newer version of the document. The dissertation still failed in terms of its...
Oh my gosh. Okay, so he did not look at the final draft, but it was the same thing.
Thesis statement and its interpretation of the data, meaning that the entire paper would have to be completely rewritten to sufficiently remedy its mistakes. Then Mike tried to claim that the new version of the document was actually dated March of 2013, when the one Solomon had was August of 2013, meaning that Solomon did have the most recent and final version of the document. Mike could not hide from this any longer and had no choice but to finally admit that Solomon had indeed been critiquing the correct version of the dissertation. So yes, he is still a doctor, but maybe not the best one. Despite this being an embarrassing moment...
So he's actually he's still a doctor though.
For him, and seeing a slight loss of subscribers on his YouTube channel, he still has a large fan base rooting for him and seeing his advice as valuable. But this begs the question, why didn't he just tell the truth from the beginning? This is likely due to his immense insecurity. Mike often touts his intellect and credentials in an effort to validate his position to others as well as himself. But now those credentials aren't respected anymore. Mike's insecurities likely played a huge factor in how he chose to respond. But other internet alpha males take their insecurities even further, like Clavicular, the teenage gym bro who literally does meth to maintain his appearance. Most internet alphas tend to focus on
what he do to bone structural surgery or
the importance of financial enrichment and physical prowess. But let's be honest, the reason why young men want to improve themselves a lot of the times is to get girls. 19-year-old Braden Peters, aka Clavicular, has leaned into this particular aspect of self-improvement, promoting what many refer to as looks maxing. Looks maxing aims to improve one's appearance to its ultimate potential. This can involve very harmless acts like getting a good haircut and having a skincare routine.
Okay, what did he do? No. What did he do, man? He did black magic.
Dressing well. However, individuals like Clavicular take it to a much more extreme level. He promotes a plethora of different methods to improve your looks that are extremely dangerous, such as bone smashing.
I've been bone smashing for about 2 years, and I have gotten improvements. I used to have flat zygotes pretty much, but bone smash for about 2 years from this point. Pretty much every day consistently.
Insane, bro.
Got some tissue.
As insane as doing something like this is, it pales in comparison to the other advice he gives, like the usage of literal meth to keep his face slim.
I was essentially doing meth for hollow cheeks, guys. I just to come clean and let you know what I was doing.
And this is only one of the many various substances he uses to maximize his appearance, such as minoxidil for hair growth, Accutane for clear skin, and of course, testosterone injections for extra gains.
Yo, he's lucky he's young, bro. He's gonna, when he reaches even 25, he might just explode, bro. He might just combust, bro. He's taking too much stuff. Man.
Substances that will likely cause immense problems for him later in the future.
People are asking, are you going to be infertile? Do you worry about having children?
So right now, I am infertile.
But he does this for one simple reason. Clavicular believes that your appearance is everything, and that the more attractive you are, the better your life will be.
That's facts. But your appearance isn't everything. But if you are more attractive, your life is going to be better. That is just facts, okay? No matter who you is, even if you live in the worst life, you in the slums or whatever, if you're attractive, it's gonna be better by some regard, bro. Actually, that might not be, maybe not the slums. Yeah, that's not necessarily true. if you're a average person living an average life, your life will be better. Like I'm saying average, like not many problems, you feel me? Your life will be better if you look better. I can't say, well, I could say 9 times out of 10. Maybe 8 times out of 10. Because there's still some circumstantial things, man.
He takes this mentality so far that he views getting a $35,000 jaw surgery as an investment that will pay itself off.
I'm really just talking about a purely logical return on investment. I see
Did you get a jaw surgery?
So I'm like, well, what am I? My face, I am a social media influencer, right? So if I spend this amount of money on a double jaw surgery, right, it's going to cost me about 30 grand to do the surgery. Will this pay itself off if all goes well? And I'm saying overwhelmingly yes.
Through his personal coaching program, he sells young, insecure men on the hope that they can one day surpass their genetic limits, which he refers to as ascending. This course includes things like a full facial analysis, a full-blown gym routine, and a list of different supplements to help improve your image. The only problem is this does not sound like an effective way to remedy someone's insecurities. In fact, these things have only the potential to make them worse. Clavicular uses his own ascension as a testimonial that his system of looks maxing truly works, although many have taken note of the fact that most of his physical improvements are simply the byproduct of growing up. Before versus before. It really just looks like 2 years of puberty.
From the pubic area, I
That's
choose
funny.
the Venus Pubic Razor, made for coarse hair and thin skin. With an irritation.
Puberty. Bro grew up. The reality is...
Yeah, hey, man. That is true. Just glow ups, man. I mean, I feel like a decent amount of people had a glow up. I had a glow up, but it wasn't like I don't know if you could call it a glow up. Maybe like a dim up? A slight step. Like, bro, I look better than what I looked when I was younger, but like, I don't think I'm like oh, who is that? I'm not a head turner, you know? Like, whoa, oh my gosh. Like, that's not who like, you feel me? This dude clearly had a better glow up than most people, but it is a glow up nonetheless. I don't think that bone smashing technique really did much. I think that's just what happened.
That Clavicular is completely delusional, but in an ironic sense, he is undoubtedly the most honest person in this entire video, as he is extremely aware of the negative ramifications of his usage.
Wait, why are you infertile right now?
Just like a negative feedback loop when you're not needing to produce testosterone anymore because your body realizes, okay, we're getting it from an exogenous
So you're not producing
source.
any testosterone naturally?
No.
None?
No.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I don't know if that's permanent, but dang, that's crazy. And he did it at a young age too. You know? I don't know when does your body ever naturally stop producing testosterone though?
I'm not taking TRT, bro.
How do you think it works? You just don't, your body realizes we're at a certain level we don't need anymore, so it stops producing it.
The reason why he is on this journey is because he believes that he is genetically disadvantaged and has only made himself ascend to a slightly above average appearance.
These people, these looks max.
Okay, so he has body dysmorphia. Okay. Cause like, bro, we can't cap. He do look good. Like, we can't cap, right? But yeah, again, that might just be, you know, like I said, you know, good habits and puberty, you know? It's just a little different that hey, the meth didn't do that, bro. I don't think that was the meth, you know, that was just other good habits and, you know, just DNA, bro. Just, you know,
Creators, we're all genetically gifted. They don't really understand, you know, how it is to grow up not exactly good looking. People are placing me high tier normie as a little bit above average, between a 6 to a 6.5 on an actual decile.
Come on, bro. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right, bro. I'm not even gonna
scale that makes sense.
According to Clavicular himself, both of his parents are bodybuilders, and he began taking testosterone at only 14 years old to achieve a larger physique. So it's likely that from a young age, he derived self-worth from
he is infertile, so that makes sense why he took testosterone at
physical
14,
appearance,
bro.
and has developed extremely severe body and facial dysmorphia as a result.
I was on a little bit of everything, to be honest, growing up. Test at 14.
How do you even get testosterone at 14?
I just ordered it on the internet. internet.
He has even directly acknowledged that he is actively shortening his lifespan for the sake of looks.
It is very likely that some of my lifespan will be diminished with the things that I'm doing. I don't believe that's from some of the steroids, but you know, maybe some of.
At least he's open though, but hopefully on his whatever he is, he's not telling people to, oh yeah, y'all should do meth. Yeah, that's the new method. Like hopefully he's just not doing that.
The recreational drugs in conjunction with the steroids. You know, so that's a very real possibility.
As sad as this is, it does not absolve him from personal responsibility. His program currently has over 1.4 thousand active members, each paying $50 a month to
Dang, he getting
take
paid.
part. This coaching program has grown exponentially in recent weeks,
Botox?
most notably because of a viral clip of him injecting fat-dissolving peptides into his 17-year-old girlfriend's face on stream. Other clips show him casually picking up girls and even criticizing their facial flaws while meeting them.
Oh yeah, so you have like a recessed maxilla, so I can't. And, you know, like your upper jaw, it's just a little recessed, so I can't. I mean, you know what I mean? Are you looking at?
See, you could get away with these kind of things when you look like that,
I don't know
bro.
what that means.
If you chopped, you can't say that.
I'm trying to can you explain to me what
I don't know. Yeah, it's just like a developmental flaw. It's no worries.
Clips like these only feed into the persona that Clavicular is trying to create, where he is an unstoppable and irresistible specimen who has achieved his power through looks maxing. And it's working, because his audience nor his customers see him as deeply insecure. And he continues to take advantage of his impressionable audience, much like Marquette Burton, who has created an entire red pill cult that is surprisingly
I've seen all these people before, but not
working.
him. He
On the
might
surface,
be a new,
Marquette,
new
aka
person.
the Saint and the Sinner, seems like just another run-of-the-mill internet alpha male. He sells courses, portrays himself as a business genius, and
How much
bashes
was that
women on
course?
podcasts. He sells courses,
Well, that's how you get popular. 900, bro? What are you teaching in that course?
portrays himself as a business
900?
genius, and bashes women on podcasts.
Would you feel comfortable if your father was watching your OnlyFans and subscribing to it?
Probably.
What kind of question is that? What?
We're not
You would not feel comfortable, and I'll tell you why. That's
Okay, tell me why.
because in your heart of hearts, in your soul, if you still got one, you know it's wrong. And I'll give
No, that doesn't even, that's not even a valid point. I don't think I'd want my parents to watch me bust down some chick. That's a, like, he's trying to say it's immoral, but like that's just a horrendous point. that's a horrendous point, bro. Like, why would I? What are you talking about, man?
you an example. That's your work. In my work, if my mother consumed my work, I'd be thankful and pleased that she took an interest in my work and supported my work. If she
Okay, that's what he's saying. Okay. 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 Okay.
bought my products, I'd be thankful. If your mother or father bought your products, you'd be disgusted and ashamed because you know what you're doing is wrong. And the
What if she just sold clothes? Like, my fault. Maybe she said her products
product
earlier.
of what you're doing is bad.
Of course, he also has the tendency to fabricate every aspect of his life, lying about being a multimillionaire thanks to his background in application development. Although when you take a look at his resume, it's clear that he is not nearly as wealthy as he claims to be. In 2012, he launched his first company, Hobby Buddy, a social media platform that connected local strangers to help plan in-person activities. Hobby Buddy's website remained dormant for over 6 years, promoting the eventual release of a mobile app that would never see the light of day.
I mean, gang, yeah. 2013. Bro, Snapchat was made in 2012, so like, maybe a little earlier you might have been successful.
His next business venture was called the Fletch app, a mobile application that gave universities the power to track student attendance.
What?
That hoped to sell licenses to colleges in need of the service, although this effort failed, and
Yeah, because you would have to get, that's more of a government thing, you know, for the census. Or no, it's a school and government thing, but like, because as a student, I wouldn't care about that. But like, you know, more for a census, you know, so the state can pay it. But that's more for like probably like what, community colleges? No, because like if I'm Harvard, I don't care about attendance. You know, I know I picked like the biggest college ever, but I'm just saying like if I'm like a big enough college, I don't care about attendance. Like I'm gonna get money, people, no matter what. Like I'm gonna get the tuition checks no matter what. You know, like,
application has been defunct for over 5 years. He later shifted his focus to Why Not, a mobile application that was essentially a Craigslist for Wi-Fi hotspots. Despite Why Not's failure, Marquette landed himself an article in Forbes for his work on the application, which in reality is just a puff piece paid for by Marquette himself. His last major endeavor was an app called My Key, which was basically just a glorified geotag that never went anywhere. Now, I'm not coming at Marquette for failing. It is extremely difficult to start a successful business, and if anything, his persistence is admirable,
true, yeah.
but Marquette pretends that these failed businesses were actually huge successes, and claims they helped him become a self-made millionaire with a net worth of $100 million. But it's
Share
very
the wealth,
obvious
bro.
that he is nowhere near that.
Let me get a couple since you got so much, man. Man, you got 100. You can't give me 2. Be for real.
Roku's self-serve ads platform. It's easier than ever with
Can y'all
Ads
stop
Manager.
giving me
Sign up
these
today.
double
kind of wealth.
unskippable
In 2020,
ads,
Marquette
bro?
was featured in an article
They get
discussing his involvement in
tight,
the C program, which offered aspiring entrepreneurs a $50,000 investment to relocate to Erie, Pennsylvania. Despite claiming to be massively successful, Marquette was willing to move states just to keep his business afloat. Once again, I respect the hustle, but it's hard to imagine a multi-millionaire would move to Erie, Pennsylvania to do something like this. It's also hard to imagine that someone of this status would spend their time arguing with women on podcasts, selling self-improvement
Why is it always
courses,
women,
and streaming
bro?
multiple times a week to a small audience. Marquette goes to extreme lengths to portray himself as much more than just a glorified red pill live streamer, going as far as creating a fake BBC documentary about himself.
The Kenyans literally rolled out the red carpet for Mr. Burton's arrival. He is an enigmatic figure, a businessman and a boxer, an author, a stoic, and a poet.
He originally had this YouTube video.
Here's the thing. I don't like Destiny, bro. And it's just because I saw some things like he said. I'm just like, all right, bro. Like, you got it, bro. You in your own lane, like you got it, bro. You just do you, bro. Like it don't matter what I'm saying. Who am I, right? Like you do you, bro. But I'm staying away from him. You feel me? I'm cool off the.
Titled as BBC coverage or BBC Emerging World Leaders Profile, and then they made him change the title because obviously it's not a BBC thing.
Just about every internet alpha male portrays themselves as high-status individuals, imparting their wisdom on their lowly followers. But Marquette has created a full-blown cult. The Assassin follows an ideology
what?
called Marquetteism, which is essentially a religion based around men being alphas and women being second-class citizens. Nearly every element of the Assassin follows classic cult structure. It starts with rituals and traditions, mandatory greetings, group chants, and repeated creeds, all of which exist to reinforce belonging and suppress individuality. The two ideals make the group identity your primary identity, explicitly replacing race, nationality, and even standard family structure with loyalty to the organization. This ideology also lays out different family structures.
Nuclear family. A household consists of single male leader, typically husband, under SASN law. There may be no more than one husband, one who is born a male, along with any number of wives.
With loyalty to the organization. This ideology also lays out different levels of existence: confirmed saints, good people, and the wicked, all of which ties into the cult's fundamental rule system, what Marquette calls the 3-sentence Bible.
Number 1, be yourself. Number 2, be good to yourself. Number 3, be good to good people.
From there, it establishes a
that's
strict
good
hierarchy
advice
where
too.
one man sits at the top and everyone else, especially women, is assigned to a rigid, subservient role. The rules for women read less like relationship guidance and more like obedience training. Don't speak while thinking. Don't interrupt peace. Cook every 4 hours. Manage his food. Manage his house. Manage his schedule.
Every 4
but never
hours.
question.
Let me see. Every 4 hours. So let's just say when you wake up, right? I don't know when was it 9? You wake up at 9, right? You got to cook breakfast, right? And then 10, 11, 12, 1, you got to cook lunch. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you got to cook a second lunch. And then 6, 7, 8, 9. You got to cook dinner, right? 10, 11, 12, 1, you might be asleep. Okay. So breakfast, lunch times 2, and then dinner. All right.
Question him. And most importantly, the system positions the outside world as the wicked, while members become saints, creating an us versus them mentality that isolates followers, making the group the only place where they feel understood, valued, or morally superior. And of course, there's a direct correlation with moving up in the ranks and how much money you give to Marquette, whether it be through his business coaching courses or ticket sales for in real life events. I also find it hilarious that a single woman is only required to pay $200 and a single man has to pay 3 times as much at $600, because it's hard to see why any single woman would enter a room full of people that believe in Marquettism. Yet despite the insanely high price of these tickets, Marquette manages to convince a surprising amount of people that they are well worth it, and watching them all speak in a circle gives strong cult vibes.
For the good of the assassin.
For the good of assassin.
For the good of the assassin. For the good of the assassin.
For the good of the assassin.
This is so sad, bro. This is so sad.
For the good of the assassin.
For the good of the assassin. For the good of the assassin.
For the good of the assassin.
For the good of the assassin.
Typically when internet alpha males sell courses online, they do it solely for the chance to
hopefully those are Christless actors, bro.
Make some easy cash. But Marquette seems to be attracted to something much more sinister, power and control. He is driven by his own self-obsession and desire to be worshipped, with the potential income only being part of his true motives. He's trying to sell people on a worldview that ties back to himself and his excellence. A lot of what Marquette is doing seems to be taken out of the playbook of Andrew Tate. And a few years ago, I made this experimental video where I compared him to a cult leader. It's pretty
yep, all alpha. The ending take
different than what I normally would put out, but it is really interesting. I encourage you to check it out.
Okay, ending take.
Sir, I can give my...
Why would I watch an ad at the end of a video? But ending take on this, yeah, all alpha males are bad, okay? All alpha males are bad.